Animation is a method in which figures are manipulated to appear as moving images. In transitional animation, images are drawn or painted by hand on transparent celluloid sheets to be photographed and exhibited on film. Today, most animations are made with computer-generated imagery or CGI. Computer animation can be very detailed 3D animation, while 2D computer animation, which may have the look of traditional animation, can be used for stylistic reasons, low bandwidth, or faster real-time renderings. Other common animation methods apply a stop-motion technique to 2- and 3-dimensional objects like paper cutout puppets or clay figures. An animated cartoon is an animated film, usually a short film, featuring an exaggerated visual style. The style takes inspiration from comic strips, often featuring anthropomorphic animals, superheroes, or the adventures of human protagonists, either who is a child or adult. Especially with animals that form a natural predator-prey relationship, e.g. cats and mice, coyotes and birds, the action often centers around violent pratfalls such as falls, collisions, and explosions that would be lethal in real life. Commonly, animators achieve the effect by a rapid succession of images that minimally differ from each other. The illusion, as in motion pictures in general, is thought to rely on the phi phenomenon and beta movement, but the exact causes are still uncertain. Analog mechanical animation media that rely on the rapid display of sequential images include the phenakistoscope, zoetrope, flipbook, praxinoscope, and film. Television and video are popular electronic animation media that originally were analog and now operate digitally. For display on computers, technologies such as the animated GIF or GIF and flash animation were developed. In addition to short films, feature films, television series, animated GIFs or GIFs, and other media dedicated to the display of moving images, animation is also prevalent in video games, motion graphics, user interfaces, and visual effects. The physical movement of image parts through simple mechanics, for instance moving images in Magic Lantern shows, can also be considered animation. The mechanical manipulation of three-dimensional puppets and objects to emulate living beings has a very long history in automata. Electronic automata were popularized by Disney as animatronics. Hundreds of years before the introduction of true animation, people all over the world enjoyed shows with moving figures that were created and manipulated manually in puppetry, automata, shadow play, and a magic lantern. The multimedia phantasmagoria shows that were very popular in European theatres from the late 18th century through the first half of the 19th century featured lifelike projections of moving ghosts and other frightful imagery in motion. In 1833, the stroboscopic disc, better known as the phenakistoscope, introduced the principle of modern animation with sequential images that were shown one by one in quick succession to form an optical illusion of moving pictures. Series of sequential images had occasionally been made over thousands of years, but the stroboscopic disc provided the first method to represent such imagery in fluid motion, and for the first time had artists creating series with a proper systematic breakdown of movements. The stroboscopic animation principle was also applied in the zoetrope 1866, the flipbook 1868, and the praxinoscope 1877. A typical 19th century animation contained about 12 images that were displayed as continuous loop by spinning a device manually. The flipbook often contained more pictures and had a beginning and an end, but its animation would not last longer than a few seconds. The first to create much longer sequences seem to have been Charles Emile Reynard, who between 1892 and 1900 had much success with his 10 to 15 minute long pantomimes lumineuses. That's the end of the video, people. If you enjoyed it, we'd greatly appreciate it. Want more videos, and maybe subscribe. It's free to unsubscribe as it is to subscribe. So if you've subbed but don't want videos, you can always unsub. Anyway, I've been Forever Stranger, and this was episode 22 of Cinema Society.